So when you think about Asheville, North Carolina, you probably think of the Biltmore Estate, which everybody talks about. But we're here in Asheville and we've decided not to do the Biltmore while we're here. Instead, we're going to show you some other fun and interesting things to do when you visit Asheville, North Carolina. Stay tuned. Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Stacy.
I'm Tom, and we're RV Texas, y'all.
We are native Texans and full-time RVers who are all about exploring the great state of Texas and beyond, one campground at a time. We're on a mission to experience life, not just live it, and we're bringing you along for the fun.
In 2018, we sold our house, our business, and got rid of most everything we owned to hit the road and see America. Our home is a 33-foot RV named Freedom. We installed an extreme solar and lithium setup, so now we can just about live anywhere with our dog Star and our cat Astro.
Every day is a new adventure, so join us as we RV America, y'all. We're here at the Asheville, North Carolina Visitor Center, which has free parking if you're going to take one of their tours. We just got off of the Gray Line trolley tour, the overview. We actually paid for a hop-on, hop-off pass. You can do the overview for right now $32 a person, or the hop-on, hop-off for $37. And for the extra $5, we did the overview once. Now we're going to continue. We're going to get back on the trolley in a few minutes and start going to some of those destinations that she took us by a while ago and talked about. And we get a second day included also, so we'll be able to come back tomorrow, park for free, and use the trolley as our transportation to explore Asheville. Very cool. Now, when we went on the overview a while ago, it was a little chilly when we started this morning, so they had all of the side windows rolled down, so we couldn't really film while we were on that tour, but now it's warming up and they're raising some of the windows, so hopefully we'll be able to share some of the experience with you. Welcome to the historic Grove Park Inn, built in 1913. We just got off the trolley here. We're gonna have lunch and take the historic walking tour.
I would have a high top.
Thank you.
So behind me here is a subterranean spa. It's actually built down under the ground, and they say it's one of the best spas in the country and super interesting. We're not going in there today, but it'd be cool to see.
So yeah, Stacy and I ate lunch up at the Sunset Terrace, and holy cow, y'all. Of course, the food was outstanding. It was outstanding, but the view was incredible. One of the best views I've ever had eating lunch. It's beautiful out here. It's in the 70s now. I mean, incredible, incredible.
So the Grove Park Inn is really a fascinating story. Make sure you take the tour while you're here. It's totally free. And there's movies about the building of the hotel and some of the stories behind it. But this hotel opened in 1913. It was considered fireproof because it's made completely of steel and concrete, with the outer facing, even the roof actually, with the outer facing of local stone that was quarried from the mountains right here around it. Absolutely amazing. F. Scott Fitzgerald stayed here quite a bit. There were 10 different presidents, they said, that during their administration stayed here. Harry Houdini stayed here, Helen Keller stayed here.
Henry Ford
stayed here. Just an amazing place. You definitely got to come and check this out when you're in the area.
And they built it in less than a year.
And they built it, this whole hotel, well, the original section of the hotel, which is what's behind us. In 11 months, they lived in circus tents while they built it up here. Pretty amazing. So right after the inn opened in 1913, we've talked about some of the famous people who came here, but a group called themselves the Vagabonds started coming, and it was, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and Harvey Firestone, and they started coming every summer on their way for camping trips in the Smoky Mountains. That's pretty amazing. Another neat thing about this hotel is that they wanted it to be very relaxing, and they didn't want a lot of noise. So they built the hotel elevators, 1913, into the giant fireplaces.
Once they arrive, however, if it's closed, it's very painful.
So the trolley just dropped us off at one of the stops in downtown, and super interesting, really enjoying the narration of the trolley driver, sharing the stories. And what's interesting really too is while they have the same places that they go, they tell different stories. So when you get a different trolley driver, you get different stories about the city, which is super cool. Asheville was actually named Asheville in 1797. It was at the time called Morristown, but the people here decided, hey, maybe we can get a little favor, maybe a little money if we name our town after the sitting governor, Samuel Ashe. So they changed the name to Asheville, but guess what? Samuel Ashe never came here and never sent any money, so it didn't really work out. Where we are now is right in the middle of town. This was a crossroads for stagecoaches and drovers. Drovers being people who would bring cattle, or mostly here, hogs and turkeys, from one town to another, and they would pass right through this area. Pretty neat. It's always interesting, all of these small towns, the real estate offices that are in the town have gone to hanging pictures of their listings in the windows. You can get a sense of what's available in the area, what properties look like. It's kind of neat. Gives you a better feel for the area.
Okay, these two buildings behind me have pretty interesting history. The Jackson building was the first skyscraper here, and the Westall building next to it is in the Guinness Book of World Records as the tallest skyscraper or tallest building in the world with no stairs or elevators. Yeah, you heard me right. It'd be kind of tough to get to the second and third floor, right? Well, it's connected to the Jackson building. You have to go through the Jackson building, and from the Jackson building go over on each floor to get to the upper floors in the building. How did they ever let them build that building? How did that ever meet the fire code? Kind of strange.
So believe it or not, Asheville, North Carolina has more Art Deco style buildings than any other city in the US except for Miami Beach. The City Hall here is an example of the Art Deco style. The county building here was supposed to be the same style. They were supposed to coordinate and complement each other, but for whatever reason, the county decided to change their plans. So instead, you have two very different representations of architectural styles, and that's one of the neat things about Asheville, is how many different styles of architecture, very interesting, intricate designs you have in the city. So all around downtown Asheville, you've got sculptures and art. And right here in front of the city and county buildings, this is a representation of what the two buildings were supposed to look like originally. They were both planned in 1926. They were both finished in 1928. But the city accepted the Art Deco style from the architect, and the county did not. So this is what it was meant to be versus what it ended up being. Pretty cool. I think I choose cookies. So many folks have told us that Asheville, North Carolina is a foodie town. Well, we decided as we're exploring downtown, we were looking for a place to eat, and we came across the Mellow Mushroom. Oh my goodness, y'all, this place is awesome. Indoor and outdoor seating, fantastic fresh food, and great service. So yeah, check it out when you're in downtown Asheville. Believe it or not, this used to be the old Woolworths. If you remember those, I sure do.
And they still have the...
And they still have the counter, the lunch counter. I ate many a grilled cheese sandwich with my meemaw at the Woolworths lunch counter in downtown Houston.
Wow, what a bonus. We go in there because it was an old Woolworths, and we showed you the counter and all that, and that was awesome. But it was a place for art. A lot of local artisans in here. Paintings, pottery, just all sorts of art, and it's phenomenal. It was really cool. It's like walking through a museum and seeing from a lot of different artists. Really neat. I'm kind of glad we don't have any way to buy this artwork right now. We have nowhere to put it, but if we did, we'd have to get something in there. It was really cool.
So in 1886, there was a grand hotel that was built on this corner, but E.W. Grove of the Grove Park Inn decided to build downtown, and he came in and he tore everything down that was here, and he started building what became the Grove Arcade. Now, it was supposed to be much taller than what it is now, but Mr. Grove passed away before they could finish it. So today, it still stands as where it was when he passed. Wow. It smells good in here too. This may only be a portion of what Mr. Grove dreamed up, but it's pretty darn impressive.
Hey guys, this is an exciting day. We're getting a baseball game in, some minor league baseball here. Really special to Stacy and I. This completes the Grand Slam for us, for the Astros, because this is the high A, single A affiliate of the Astros. And so now, once we see this game today, we will have been to the A, Double A, Triple A, and of course the Major League Stadium, Minute Maid Field. So we've been to all those for the Astros and spring training. So that's like the Grand Slam, and we've done 2 of them this year. So cool. But you know, it's not just that. This ballpark is full of history. This is McCormick Field, and this field opened in the early 1900s. Been around a long time. Famous players have played here. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, yeah, the likes of those guys. And oh, by the way, the Dodgers' Jackie Robinson played here. I mean, how incredible is that? I mean, as a baseball fan, it doesn't get much better. And then there's another really cool story we learned today. That our tour guide on the trolley today said that Ty Cobb hit the very first home run in this stadium. Well, if you don't know who Ty Cobb is, you need to look that up. He's one of the best hitters of all time. He had a .363 lifetime batting average. I mean, he was an incredible hitter. Neat story about Ty Cobb, got to tell you. When he was in his 80s, a baseball reporter was talking to him and asked him, he said, God, these pitchers today, Ty, are fantastic. I mean, how do you think you would hit against these guys of today? And Ty Cobb said, well, I really think I'd only hit about 300. And the reporter was like, oh my gosh, Ty Cobb's saying he'd only hit about 300. And then Ty Cobb goes, well, you got to remember, I'm in my 80s. So cool. Let's go ahead and enjoy the game. I just can't wait. This is a big one. Okay, so this day is just getting better and better. We're in the store and had to get a hat and got 2 hats. Actually got one for Austin and one for me. Stacy bought a shirt. And then while we're in there were some Astro fans just like us from Houston. They went to a minor league game a couple weeks ago in Houston that gave out the World Series ring replicas of Framber Valdez. They had an extra one and asked us, we were looking for an Astros fan on the road. How does that happen? I mean, look at that. We got a World Series ring. We really appreciate it. I mean, that's incredible. So exciting. The other neat thing about it, we asked, well, what part of Houston are you from? Everybody does that in Houston. They're from Sugar Land. That's where Stacy grew up. That's where her mom still lives, Grammy K. It's crazy. Man, this day's getting better and better. I noticed that guy. Yeah. I mean,
Front row!
front row. We're sitting on the front row.
Right behind the dugout for the home team,
Yeah.
the Terrace.
Yeah, all right. Here we are. Check it out. Sitting right here. Wow, What an exciting finish. We won in a walk-off. We scored 5 runs in the last 2 innings. Had 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, down by 1, nobody on. We got a hit and then a home run. It was awesome. What a game. Wanted to say, you know, one of our favorites, Kevin Costner out there. You've heard of him, I know. Well, a lot of Bull Durham was shot right here in this stadium. What a cool thing. I mean, that was a heck of a baseball movie. This place has so much history here. Was talking to several guys during the game that have been here for years, and a lot of other players too came through here. It's just amazing. This is really a neat place. Go Astros.
Welcome to our base camp for our time here near Asheville, North Carolina. I'll get to where we are in just a minute, but I wanted to wrap up a few things. At the very beginning, we talked about we weren't going to include the Biltmore Estate in our tours this time. And I thought I should explain to you why, because I know a lot of people are going to wonder. So first of all, we were here on Memorial Day weekend, and so we knew that the place was probably going to be packed during that time. And so we really had Monday and Tuesday to explore, and that left us with a quandary of how do we spend our time? And so we decided that really our time was best spent exploring as much of Asheville as we possibly could, and we felt like the Biltmore, being the attraction that everybody comes to in Asheville, would be a place that would probably take us the majority of a day to really explore. Plus the tickets were $79 a person when we were here. So we decided to spend our time doing other things, and we got as much in as we possibly could. Now, about the trolley for transportation. For us, it worked out great. There were a lot of positives to it. We got free parking at the visitor center both days we were there. We got 2 days of exploring and stories from the trolley drivers. It really helped us, I feel like, get to know Asheville on a level that we wouldn't have had we not done the trolley tour. Now, it was, yeah, we could have probably squeezed in a few more things had we just driven to them, because the trolley does run on a constant loop, and the entire trip around is about 1 hour and 40 minutes. So we did chew up some time going from place to place on the trolley, but overall, I thought it was perfectly worth it. We didn't have to worry about finding parking ourselves. Asheville is an older city, so there are a lot of smaller roads and things to navigate, and we didn't have to worry about any of that. So highly recommend using the trolley as transportation, especially if you've got some time to really explore. Now let's talk about where we are. This is Rutledge Lake RV Park. This is in Fletcher, North Carolina, just south of Asheville, about 30 minutes from the visitor center and the ballpark. And yeah, this has been a nice little place to stay. It is quiet. We've got a pull-through site. There are back ends and pull-throughs. If you've got a bigger rig, I highly recommend the pull-through sites kind of on the edge of the park. Everything is gravel in here. We have full hookups. People are really friendly. And what's interesting, I meant to bring it out to show you, this is the first place we've been that we actually have a gate card to get in and out of the gate, or to get into the gate after hours. So that was pretty neat. And here, we've got like a little waterfall off in the distance. So yeah, we have really enjoyed our stay here, and we're only about 10 minutes from Sierra Nevada Brewing. So this was a great place to stay for enjoying Asheville and the surrounding area. I wish we had more time here, but it's time to get back on the road. And we are headed to Gaffney, South Carolina to visit the headquarters of Freightliner. So we're very excited about that, another place we've never been. So make sure you're subscribed and join us for more fun. Until next time, y'all, safe travels and happy camping. Bye.